Welcome back, student. In the previous lecture, we have started the discussion about active filters. We have gone through the basic difference between active filter and passive filter and how wideband and narrowband filters are designed. That also we have gone through, or at least we know the basic assumption between wideband or basic difference between wideband and narrowband filter. Now we will continue with active filter design. An active filter generally uses op amp within a design op amp and high input impedance with a which is having high input impedance. You know the importance of high input impedance. I am not going to repeat it now. A low output impedance and voltage gain determined by the resistor network. You know that there are two basic configurations we have gone through: inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier, and gain. If it is a feedback amplifier, then gain can be decided by the external resistances connected to it. Unlike passive high pass filter, which has a theory of infinite high frequency response, the maximum frequency response of active filter is limited to the gain bandwidth product or open loop gain of the operational amplifier. So gain bandwidth product is not infinite, it is defined by the open loop gain of the op amp. Still, active filters are generally much easier to design than passive filter. They produce good frequency response characteristics, very good accuracy with a steep roll off and low noise when used in the good circuit design. So we'll talk about active filter this. Now see the very first diagram. R and capacitor is connected in parallel. Now try to understand this particular circuit. In this circuit, op amp configuration is used. The feedback is used by simple wire. No resistance is connected. So output is directly fed back to the inverting input terminal of the op amp, which acts as a feedback. And as this is connected to the negative input terminal, this is called negative feedback. This is negative feedback. I already told you in the theory lectures that negative feedback is used for increasing the stability of the circuit. So this is negative feedback, and to the positive input terminal, that is non-inverting input terminal of the op amp, one resistance and one capacitor in parallel. So resistance and capacitor is the combination is connected. Now let's say this is our frequency. As I told you, frequency response, to understand frequency response, you first of all write the formula for impedance. Xc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi fc. Now what this amplifier is going to do? So we will take, let's say initially f as 0 hertz. If f will become 0, xc will become infinite. Xc will become infinite. If xc has become infinite, so this capacitance will give the highest impedance to the lower frequency. And let's talk about if f is having some finite value, 50 hertz, 100 hertz, 200 hertz, up to 1 kilohertz. Xc will be somewhat finite value, some finite value we will get. Now, as in the range of frequency it gives finite value, those frequency components will be passed. Let's assume frequency component will become infinite, or let's say 1 gigahertz or 2 gigahertz. Definitely Xc will turn out to be 0. So it is giving 0 impedance to the high frequency component. So now try to understand that for low frequency component, it is giving us the high frequency. So low frequency components are being bypassed to the op amp, where they will get amplified, but high frequency component will be, see, if the high frequency component, it will give 0 impedance and it will act as a short circuit, and those components will not be given to the op amp. So the very first point is the most and common easily understood active filter is active low pass filter. Its principle of operation and frequency response is exactly same as that of passive filter. The only difference this time is that it uses the op amp for amplification and gain control. Okay, so the gain will be decided by the op amp components which are connected. Now see here, as directly output is connected to input, the gain is approximately equal to 1, because we know that 1 plus Rf upon R1 because since it is a non-inverting amplifier with the feedback connected to the inverting input terminal, the gain is 1 plus Rf upon R1, but there is no question of Rf and R1, so gain is directly 1 in this case. The simplest form of low pass filter is to connect an inverting or non-inverting input terminal, the same as that of discussed in this op amp tutorial earlier that we have discussed, to the basic RC low pass filter circuit as shown in figure. Okay, next thing that we will try to understand, the first order low pass active filter consists of simply a passive RC filter stage providing low frequency path to the input of a non-inverting operational amplifier. The amplifier is configured as voltage follower buffer, giving the DC gain of 1, that gain we have already talked about, or unity gain, as opposed to the previous RC filter which has DC gain of less than unity. The advantage of this configuration is that op-amp high input impedance prevents the excessive loading of the filter output, while its low output impedance prevents the filter cutoff frequency point from being affected by the changes in the impedance of the load. Okay, so op-amp is having infinite input impedance, but at the same time it is having low output impedance too. Okay, then while this configuration provides good stability to the filter, the main disadvantage is that it has no voltage gain above 1. However, now the earlier circuit which you have gone through, directly output voltage is connected to the input, and we understood that the gain of the op-amp is 1. Now but I want a variable gain. In that case I can connect simply two resistances, just like the case we did it in the previous topics also. Let's say to the peak detector or Smith trigger or comparator even. So simply two resistances are connected, and now voltage across R1 will be R1 upon R1 plus R2 into V output, which is amplified version, and that can be applied at the inverting input terminal with the non-inverting input terminal connected to the RC component. Okay, no voltage above 1. However, although the voltage gain is unity, is power gain is very high, as its output impedance is much lower than its input impedance. If a voltage gain is greater than 1 is required, we can use following filter circuit. So this is active low pass filter with amplification, where the gain of the op amp is more than 1, which we can choose by properly selecting the values of R1 and R2. Okay, the frequency response of the circuit will be same as that of the passive RC filter, except that the amplitude of the output is increased by the pass band gain AF of the amplifier. For a non-inverting amplifier circuit, the magnitude of the voltage gain for the filter is given as the function of feedback resistor R2 divided by its corresponding resistor R1 value as shown in figure. So we have already discussed that. So gain is decided by this R2 and R1. Now DC gain is 1 plus R2 upon R1. This R2 and R1 are the external components. Therefore, the gain of the active low pass filter circuit of the frequency which is operating at the frequency F is given by AV is equal to V out upon V in is equal to AF gain with feedback divided by square root of 1 plus F upon FC bracket square. What is F? The frequency of the input signal in Hertz, and FC is the cutoff frequency in Hertz. So every filter is also having the cutoff frequency. Up to that cutoff frequency, either it can amplify in case of a low pass circuit, and above that cutoff frequency it can amplify in case of the high pass circuit. So cutoff frequency is also important concept. So if frequency F and cutoff frequency FC are given to you, and gain of the amplifier is given in terms of the resistances, you can calculate the voltage gain by using V out upon V in, which is equal to AF divided by square root of 1 plus F upon FC bracket square. So thus the operation of low pass active filter can be verified from the frequency gain evaluation as for very low frequencies F is greater than FC, V out upon V in is just gain given by AF. At cutoff frequency F equal to FC, V out upon V in is equal to AF upon root 2. If we put that value F equal to FC, that will become 1 plus square root of 1 plus 1, that will become square root of 2, and gain will become AF upon root 2. AF upon root 2, and at very high frequency F is greater than FC, V out upon V in is very less than gain. So you can see for lower frequencies it is giving the gain of AF, at the cutoff frequency it is giving a gain of 0.707, but at very high frequencies gain is less than the closed loop gain AF, and we can say that this is acting as a low pass filter, or it is providing gain to the low frequency signals. Thus, the active filter has a constant gain AF from 0 Hz to the high frequency cutoff point FC. At FC, gain is 0.707 AF, and after FC, it decreases at the constant rate as the frequency increases. That is, when the frequency is increased tenfold, 1 decade, the voltage gain is divided by 10. In other words, the gain decreases 20 dB is equal to 20 log to the base 10 each time the frequency is increased by 10. When dealing with the filter circuit, the magnitude of the pass band gain and frequency are generally expressed in decibels as a function of voltage gain, which is defined as AV in decibel, that is gain with feedback 20 log to the base 10 V out upon V in, or if I want to calculate the voltage gain minus 3 dB, then it will become 20 log to the base 10 0.707 V out upon V in. Okay, so that's it for this particular lecture, and in the next lecture we'll see the next important application of op amp. Thank you very much and happy learning.